What's up, Yankee fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. I'm your guy, Hector. Like always, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. Check out the intro, and we will be right back.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's okay. It's okay. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. It's okay. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat.
Good morning, Yankees universe. Like I said, welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. I'm your guy, Hector. Like always, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. TC, how are you doing? How was your 4th of July? How was your weekend? Hope everything is good. I know people's missed us because we wasn't live on Tuesday, but TC, what it do?
Great. Hey, what can you say? 4th of July weekend, it was great. Went to the beach, went to a parade, saw some fireworks, hung out with the family. It was great. I mean, that's what you do, right? And it's all sunny out here in California. I hope you guys are getting good weather out there in New York. But
oh, yeah.
How you doing?
Beautiful weather. Hasn't been raining like the forecast said, so I got to knock on wood. I feel happy with that. We are sitting at 845 subscribers. So shout out to all the new subscribers over the past few days. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you guys can, please smack that like button. We got 10 people in the building. Let's get the likes up real quick. Let's do a little bit of the roll call before we continue. We got big time Jerry in the building. Jerry, how you doing? Anthony Medina de la Islas in the building. My guy, Unpopular Opinions. Unpop, how you doing? Yankee Clipper, good morning, my guy. And like Jerry said in the chat right here, guys, if we can, put a prayer out there for Pete Sindel, who is the camera operator for SNY. He was at the Yankees game yesterday, took one off of the face. So prayers to him.
Yeah, right here.
To those that know him, they say Pete is a staple at Yankee Stadium. He is very interactive with the fans and everybody that surrounds him. So we wish him a speedy recovery. Thoughts and prayers to him and his familia.
That's an unfortunate incident there.
Anthony Ribeiro is in the building. Anthony, how you doing? NFE is in the building. Appreciate you. Salute,
hope you guys didn't miss us too much.
Yeah, hope you guys ain't miss us too much. But we got to talk about Yankee news.
Yeah.
Because we're here to talk about the Yankees. It literally feels like it's been a week since we've been here. But the Yankees, I know we lost yesterday to the Baltimore Orioles, right? If we could win today's game, that will make it Yankees won their last 4 of 5 series. We dropped the series to the St. Louis Cardinals, something that we shouldn't be doing. We took 2 out of 3 against the Oakland Athletics. When it comes to that 6-game trip that we just went on, we went 3-3 when we should have went 4-2 or 5-1. Yeah. But hey, that's what it is. The AL East right now, it's in a conundrum because Tampa Bay over its last 22 or 25 games, they're 11-11. They're basically playing 500 baseball. The Baltimore Orioles, they've been playing 500 baseball. The Yankees are 7.5 back of the Tampa Bay Rays, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that. But as well, we are closing in on the wild card. So it's still a possibility that we could go out there and make some damage. I know it's hard right now with Aaron Judge not in the lineup. We're trying to scratch aboard runs however we can scratch aboard runs. Let me just bring this up real quick. When it comes to the AL East, the Yankees are trailing the Tampa Bay Rays by 8 games. When it comes to the wild card, the Yankees are in 3rd place behind Baltimore, who is in 1st, Houston, who's in 2nd, and then you got the Yankees. We have some ground, though, between the Yankees and Toronto because Toronto, they've been losing as well. The Yankees are, I think, 1.5 or 2 games up on Toronto, so we're good right now. We just got to get things going. But yesterday, some news came out that we got to touch on it. It's not a topic that I want to take that much time talking about, but we got to touch on it a little bit because it did come out. And Jimmy Cordero, he's going to be suspended for the rest of the season, right? Aaron Judge, according to Brian Hoach, this is what Aaron Judge said. I was pretty upset. I know a lot of the guys on the team are upset. This is in the league's hand, and the league handed down the suspension. Hopefully he learns from this and he becomes a better person. Hopefully that's not with the Yankees. When it comes to Jimmy Cordero, the Yankees released a statement yesterday as well. Hold on, let me just pull it up. Because when it comes to that type of nonsense, it's not needed in Major League Baseball, or it's not needed in society, period, right? So this is what the Yankees said.
This is beyond baseball. Yeah.
Beyond baseball. The Yankees said the Yankees are fully supportive of Major League Baseball and its investigative process and the disciplinary actions applied to Jimmy Cordero. There is no justification whatsoever for domestic violence, and the Yankees stand with the objective standards and enforcement of MLB's joint domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse policy. Like I said, there is no place for this type of behavior in society, let alone Major League Baseball. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, it's terrible that a situation like this arises, and we have to find out about it. It's just beyond baseball. We can't mix this in with the baseball. He's got a family issue and possibly a kid involved, and there's no reason for this. This is uncalled for. That's disgusting. If this is all true, and it looks like it is, because he accepted the suspension. He didn't protest it or anything. So he's accepting what he had done, and it's terrible.
It's disgusting.
It is. It really is. It's regardless of what he's doing on the field. We don't care anymore about that. It's just you gotta be a better person. You gotta think about what you're doing. At home. There's no. It's uncalled for. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and shout out to my guys at Fireside Yankees, both Dylan and Ryan. They said DFA Jimmy Cordero ASAP. We cannot and should not stand for domestic abuse. We need to set an example. The fact that they immediately suspended him for the rest of the year says a lot to me, and that's absolutely a fact. Just like TC was hinting a little while ago, the fact that he accepted the suspension and didn't try to appeal it lets you guys know a lot. So there hasn't been any footage that came out. There hasn't been any criminal charges pressed on him yet. But when it comes to Jimmy Cordero, hopefully the Yankees, they cut. I know they can't really cut him right now because of the suspension while he's suspended, but get rid of this guy. He doesn't need to be back on this team.
Roster until the end of the year.
Until the end of the season. So hopefully when it comes to Jimmy Cordero, the Yankees can just wash their hands. It's a sad story that came out of it, but we just got to move forward. Like TC said, stories like that, they are bigger than baseball, right? That's why I said when it comes to it, that type of behavior is not needed in society, let alone Major League Baseball. It should not be tolerated whatsoever. I know it's
never put a hand on a woman. Never.
I know it's a tough situation when it comes to domestic violence. I worked in EMS for years, and I tell you this right now: one of the worst calls and one of the most violent calls to get as an EMT is pulling up to a scene of a domestic violence situation. Probably one of the worst scenarios EMTs and paramedics could be put in between, try to mediate between two people going through it. It's one of the worst things I've seen. So with that topic out the way, we don't need it anymore. So let's switch it up, right? Moving on. Uncle Tat says, F him and let him go. I 100% agree with you. Unpopular opinion. My guy Pop, disgusting. No need for those type of men on this team. Absolutely. And I've seen yesterday on Twitter, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this, but I see yesterday on Twitter people trying to bring up, oh, well, the Yankees, they still have Domingo Germán. They still had Aroldis Chapman. I'm going to say this right now, and I said it in the short that I put out yesterday. The same way I feel about Jimmy Cordero, it's the same way I felt about Domingo Germán and still feel about Domingo Germán to this day. Regardless if he threw a perfect game, regardless if he goes out there and help us wins. I know I call him the German Sunday, but the same way I feel about Jimmy Cordero, it's the same exact way I still feel about Domingo Germán. If it was up to me, Domingo Germán would not be on the Yankees, point blank period. He wouldn't even be in baseball if it was up to me. But that's the last thing. TC, anything else?
Yeah, no, we'll move on. Let's talk about some better things.
Let's talk about Harrison Bader, because Harrison Bader has been one of our best hitters when it comes with runners in scoring position. When you look at our team, these are top hitters with runners in scoring position. Gleyber Torres, he has the most plate appearances with runners in scoring position. He has a 305 batting average with a 923 OPS. He has 154 weighted runs created. Harrison Bader He has 38 plate appearances with runners in scoring position with a 294 batting average, a 933 OPS, and a 145 WRC plus. Aaron Judge, 44 plate appearances with runners in scoring position. He has a batting average of 313, which leads the team. He has an OPS of 807 and a WRC plus of 115. Anthony Rizzo, 77 plate appearances with runners in scoring position to lead the team. He is batting 262. He has a 702 OPS and a 101 rated runs created. Now, this last one, this may shock you guys because it shocked me when I looked at it, right? This last play, and I want to see TC's face as I said it. So I'm going to move my phone right here so I can look at TC right when I say it. Kyle Higashioka is the third best hitter on this team with runners in scoring position. And 41 plate appearances, Kyle Higashioka, the home run stroker, is hitting 324. He has a 782 OPS and 125 weighted runs created. When you look at his stats, Kyle Higashioka is the Yankees' leading hitter with runners in scoring position. TC, wow. What's your thoughts on that?
That's pretty bad. If your backup catcher is your leading your team in runners in scoring position, I mean, this is wow. Yeah, you got me laughing because that's kind of with all the guys we have on our team. You know, Rizzo, Stanton, Torres, DJ LeMahieu. I mean, Judge. It's sad. Just watching yesterday's game. IKF is our leading hitter at 262 right now.
That's crazy. That's even crazy to even ponder. Shout out to IKF.
Yeah, shout out to him because he's doing all he can for this team. He plays wherever they put him. He pitches. I mean, it's just unbelievable. These guys, I don't know what is happening with Rizzo and DJ LeMahieu and Stanton. I mean, they look lost at the plate. I honestly think they need to go on the IL. I would that put them on the IL. just stub toe. I don't know. Put them. Bring up the kids. We need to bring up some energy. These guys are. Having no Harrison Badar in the lineup, it killed the momentum we had. I mean, this guy was coming through. The day before, two out, bases loaded, double.
No, but it's not just that. You got give credit to where it's due when it comes to IKF, but he's not a center fielder. He's not an outfielder, right? So there was a few of those balls in that inning that blew up. That if Harrison Bader was out there, he would have caught and it would have brought down. It would have had the Yankees out of that inning, out of that trouble. When it comes to it, right? You brought it up. When Harrison Bader is in the lineup, right? Since acquiring him last year, August 2nd, 2022, when he's in the lineup, the Yankees have a record of 36-16. That's a 692 winning percentage, right? Sam on Twitter, shout out to my guy Sam. He says when Harrison Bader has played this season, the Yankees have a record of 26-12. When he isn't on the field, when he isn't playing, the team's record is 21-26. That right there, those numbers, that's a huge drop off, and that's not a mistake. The energy that he plays with, you saw him over the past couple of games. If it wasn't for Harrison Bader over the first two games against the Baltimore Orioles, do we even win those games?
Big 3-run home run, yeah. No,
big
we don't.
3-run home run, a double as well with runners to score. Do we win those last two games against Baltimore?
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah. So we need to have him in the lineup as much as he can. And I know Aaron Boone said that it was just a rest day for Harrison Bader. But when the Yankees have a track record of a player getting hit by a pitch and missing the next day, us fans, we get alarmed. We lose our minds. We saw it last week when Anthony Rizzo took one off the elbow. He was out the next day, and us Yankee fans, we were panicking. We was like, what's going on with Anthony Rizzo? But when it comes to Harrison Bader, TC, I'm going to ask you, how comfortable do you feel that Harrison Bader will be in the lineup tonight against the Orioles?
I feel comfortable. I think Boone was telling the truth. I think it was just a sore wrist from the night before he got hit, and I definitely think he's going to be in the lineup today. I mean, we need him. We need because there's nobody else. That's him and IKF are pretty much the team. I looking up and down this lineup, I just don't see it. I don't see anybody coming through other than these two guys. I mean, we need him in center field. I mean, honestly, he gets everything. He gets every ball. He even gets balls in left, right. I mean, he tracks everything down. And his energy, his speed. He got to have the guy in the lineup tonight. Got to have it.
100%. Jimmy Mathers is in the building. Jimmy, this is the first time seeing you in the chat. Let us know if this is the first time that you're in the chat, and if this is it, and if this is Jimmy's first time in the chat. Brew Crew family, you already know what to do. Welcome Jimmy to the Brew Crew community.
We had a quick question from Jonathan in the chat. He wanted to know who's replacing Cordero in the on the roster. And yesterday it was Randy Vasquez, and then Rodon set to pitch. Friday. When is it? The first Cubs game, Saturday.
Yeah.
So Rodon will take Vasquez's spot.
Yeah, so Rodon will be pitching tomorrow, actually. And can we get a little celebration for Carlos Rodon coming back with the Yankees? Yeah. That's right. And Jimmy said this is his first time in the chat. So, Familia, let's welcome Jimmy to the Yankees Morning Brew community. Jimmy, welcome. Appreciate you. Salute, 3 capital S's. Definitely good to have you. Just so you know, Jimmy, on Friday, we do an open panel where we allow Yankee fans from the chat to jump onto the open panel to give us their take when it comes to this team. But I agree with you when it comes to what Aaron Boone says, right? And I know Booney, he's been getting beat up a lot when it comes to his post-game conferences and people not really trusting Aaron Boone. But listen, I want Harrison Bader in the lineup, but at the same time, I understand we have to keep him healthy for when we need him the most. And that's the postseason, right? That's when we definitely need Harrison Bader the most, is in the postseason. But we got to talk about this game yesterday versus the Orioles, because Randy Vasquez, he was awesome for 5 innings. Yeah, phenomenal.
He looked good.
You know, when you hand over the best bullpen in baseball, a 2-0 lead, you feel confident about yourself. But our bullpen blew it up. They gave up 6 runs yesterday. Pinstripe post on Twitter. That 2-run shot was demoralizing, to say the least. The Yankees bullpen has been dominant all season, but failed to preserve Randy Vasquez's stellar outing. When it comes to the bullpen yesterday, TC, what's your thoughts? And before you do that, I got Randy Vasquez's stat line: 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. In his 3 major league starts so far, Randy Vasquez he's posted a 1.17 ERA in 3 starts. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, no, he looked great. Yeah, other than the walks, he was fantastic. His filthy curveballs and change-ups. It was really good. Gave us a great chance to win the game. But Nick Ramirez came in the 6th. I would have kept Randy Vasquez out at least one more inning. He was only at 75 pitches, I believe. And just Boone just loves to take guys out. He loves to work through this bullpen. I don't know. He gets a thrill. And Nick Ramirez, hats off to him though. He's been having a great season. Yesterday was not his day. And
no.
This is a Nick Ramirez. He's a journeyman. He's not his ERA was like below 1 something. This is the guy he is. He's just an average pitcher, and it showed yesterday. He gave up hanging breaking ball. Oh my goodness. And just smoking shots all over the field. Michael King did Michael King stuff. He came in, 2 innings. He gave up a run, unfortunately, and then Ian Hamilton. That was a letdown in the 9th inning.
That was a letdown.
That 2-run homer. But other than that, this bullpen has been fantastic. It's just one of those games. Hopefully, this is just get this out of the way. We'll move on today. Get Severino. I don't know. I guess we gotta pray for Severino to have.
We need Severino to have a vintage Luis Severino start. We definitely need that. When it comes to the bullpen, I want to pull this up and shout out to Keith McPherson for posting this up on Twitter and on his show last night on WFAN. When it comes to that Yankees bullpen, right? We all love to bring up the fact that lowest ERA in baseball, probably one of the best, if not the best bullpen in baseball. But I want to bring this up. When it comes to inherited runners, when you runners are on base and you bring in a bullpen arm, a guy from the bullpen, that runner for the Yankees bullpen this season, it has scored 52 out of 148 times. That is 35.1% of the time inherited runners score whenever a bullpen guy comes into the game. That ranks the 8th worst in Major League Baseball.
Wow.
So when it comes to inherited runners, our bullpen, they are the 8th worst when it comes to allowing them to score. And they know it too, because after the post game, Nick Ramirez, he said, we got to do better when it comes to not allowing these guys to score when we come into the game. And they have to do that. Now, was I surprised by that stat? Just a little bit. I was a little bit surprised. But when it comes to watching the games every day, like we watch the games every day, how many times have a reliever come in with runners on first and second and that guy scores? A bunch of times. And it's one of the issues that our bullpen has to clean up, especially if we want to make some damage going into September, right? We don't have Aaron Judge right now. Right. We don't know when Aaron Judge will come back. We'll have that conversation later. So whenever we do score runs, we have to cherish it. Right. Whenever we have a lead, we have to cherish it like it's our child and try to save that lead for the rest of the game. Point blank period.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, but we got to learn how to manufacture runs. I mean, I see glimpses of it, with the Volpe bunt and, hit and run here and there. That has to be our game from now on. I mean, the home run ball is just not coming as fast enough, especially, I don't know when the last time Rizzo hit home run. I mean, what, 2 years ago? Because
he went the whole month of June without a home run. So far in July, he doesn't have a home run. The last home run he has was, I think, the last or second to last week in May.
Yeah, I think May 20th. I think somebody put in the chat he last home run. I mean, they're not coming as they usually do. With Judge in the lineup, you're expecting a home run a night. Stanton's definitely slowed down. I mean, you get the meaningless Josh Donaldson home run every time he hits a home run. We lose. So that's not our game right now. With Judge out, and Bader out. I mean, we got to find a way. Got to find a way to use some speed and get some runners. Even without a hit, you get a walk, stolen base, hit the man over, sac fly. We got to score like that. I mean, they have to change their philosophy, and they're stubborn. They just don't. They don't do it. Boone just blows his bubbles and expects a home run, and so be it. So it's.
We got to be able to manufacture some runs if we're going to score. Look what happens when we actually do get runners on the base and they move over and they steal a bag. The pitcher, he gets uncomfortable, throws a wild pitch. We're able to tie the game. That's how you have to put pressure on the opposing team. If you don't put pressure on the opposing team, they aren't going to crack. Pressure makes diamonds. You got to put pressure on the opposing team so they can crack 100%. And take advantage of their miscues. When you have a guy not fielding the ball in the 8th inning and a guy can get on base, you got to do what you can to take advantage of that. You can't ground into a double play. You can't hit it on the ground. You have to move that guy runner, and you have to get a hit with runners in scoring position. Let's look at the chat real quick just to bring some stuff up. Medina said, if Sevy is not on tonight, it will be another BP game for the Yankees. 100%. I agree with you. Sunel, even a bullpen staff with the lowest ERA is going to falter every now and then. And yes, Ramirez took accountability with what you just said. Absolutely. Anthony Ribeiro, we need Sevy to be Sevy tonight. I'm going to church later, and I'm going to light a candle for my brother from another mother. Anthony Ribeiro, my guy, we definitely need that. And
this just keep us in the game.
And this is why I love Anthony, bro, because he just sprinkles all this nice stuff. It's like cracking over a fortune cookie and you read something that gets you excited. So I appreciate you, Anthony, like always. And also, we got 27 people in the building. If you guys can, please smack that like button. I see my guy Vikings is in the building. Vikings, how you doing? Salute, 3 capital S's. And I think Yankee Kyle was in the building as well. Yankee Kyle, my guy, salute.
Jacob Petruzzi, my guy. There he is.
Petruzzi is in the building. Jacob, how you doing? Our guy Jonathan is in the building. Jonathan, how you doing? We appreciate everyone from the Yankees community. And we got DSJ, who was probably one of the lovely trolls that we love. He says, Hector clips his toenails with food scissors. Okay, DSJ. Okay, DSJ, you get a little bit too comfortable. No, all funniness, all jokes aside, when I first became an EMT back in 2013, wow, I'm aging myself. Back in 2013, when I was a fresh EMT right out of EMT school, get my first job. You know how EMTs walk around with the scissors, the shears to like cut tape and stuff like that. Yeah. I didn't have the money to go buy me shears. So what I did was I went to my mom's kitchen and I took the big ass scissors from the chicken that they used to cut chicken from the kitchen. And those are my shears for like my first year working as an EMT. And then it was like,
do what you got to do, right?
You got to do what you got to do. And it was 6 months into the job that my partner asked me, "Are those the scissors from your mother's kitchen?" I'm like, yes. Yes, they are the scissors from my mom's kitchen,
but they get the job done.
But they get the job done. But let's talk about Volpe, because Yankee Muse last night reported first home run that a player has hit off of Cano this season. Anthony Volpe, shout out to the Volpe for the month of hold on, I got it right here. For the month of July so far, right? Anthony Volpe, he's batting .364 with a 1.091 OPS. Anthony Volpe, chicken parmigiano, and you saw him last night. If you was watching the Yankee game, having an interview talking about his aunt, his tia, his Filipino tia who made the chicken parm, and she makes other good food. It's good to see that type of story. What's your thoughts on it, TC?
No, hey, that's great. His Filipino aunt making chicken parm, that's great. Let's I love it. I love all ethnicities, coming together and making each other's food and just having it's great stories. I love that kid, Volpe.
And what a lot of people don't know is like what's weird is when it comes to like diasporas and stuff like that, because when you look at the Latin community, right, you got Puerto Rico, DR, Cuba, and stuff like that, Haiti, that's Caribbean. Right, that's different than South America, people from Central America, different dialects, different cultural stuff. And when you look in Asia, when you look at Filipinos would be considered Caribbean, like Puerto Rican, Dominicans, and then like regular Asians, like Japanese, Chinese, would be considered like South America. It's just different dialects, and the food that is that comes out of Filipinos, it's very similar to Caribbean food. They use the same ingredients, sazon, even call the same names, adobo, chicken adobo. So it's very similar when it comes to that.
Yeah. Wow, give us a good lesson here.
Always got to give a good lesson. Sunil said Volpe needs to open up an Italian restaurant, chicken parmigiani joint across the street from the stadium, as if they're already enough already, right? Well, honestly, it's not that many good Italian restaurants that'll buy Yankee Stadium. You got to go to the heart of Arthur Ave to get some real good Italian food in the Bronx. Little Italy and Spring Street in Manhattan, it's washed. Don't go Little Italy. It's not the same. It's not 10. If this was 10 years ago, then it'd be different. But it's so the community that was there before is not there anymore. You probably got 1 or 2 blocks that are probably what it used to be back in the days. But let me get off of food because I'm getting myself a little bit hungry right now. But TC, ultimately, when it comes to Anthony Volpe and the turnaround, how do you feel? Do you feel that us as Yankee fans, we are vindicated with the fact that the team didn't send them down to the minor leagues to try to figure it out? The fact that they kept them up here, trying to figure out what's your take on that when it comes to it, TC?
No, I feel like they did the right thing. I mean, he's a rookie. It takes a while. He's not gonna come into the league and all of a sudden hit 400 on a daily basis. It's not gonna happen. So he took some advice from his buddy Austin Wells and switched his swing up a little bit. Moved his feet around, and it's definitely helped. I mean, the last month he's about 300. So I mean, whatever he's doing, just keep doing. And I'm glad they stuck with him. I mean, they had no choice because they basically passed on every other shortstop, free agent out there, and put it all on Volpe. So it's starting to look like they made the right decision. So let's hope it continues and it's just not 1 month, of a hot streak. So hats off to Volpe for making the adjustments. Maybe him and Wells can look at some of the other guys on the Yankees and fix their swings as well.
We got to call up Austin Wells to be the Yankees' new batting coach. When it comes to Volpe, he's risen his batting average from like 187, 190, all the way up to 223 within this span. So that's basically a 30 to 40 point flip when it comes to his batting average. Anthony Volpe is doing what you have to do. Like Uncle Tat says, huge credit to the Yankees for letting him figure it out at the major league level. Baseball is a game of adjustments, and however you answer to those adjustments will determine how much of a star you will become. Anthony Ribeiro said for all the calls to send Volpe down, he has stepped up, and I think a bigger second half is in store for him/us. Imagine, guys, a 22-year-old, and you're the shortstop for the New York Yankees. 100%, Anthony, 100%. Now, when it comes to that pressure that gets thrown on you because you are the shortstop for the New York Yankees, you got to be able to adjust with it. And Anthony Volpe, over the past 30 days, ever since June 15th, that series with the Mets, he has shown that he can adjust to it, and it's adjusting right when we need it. With no Aaron Judge, this is exactly what we need. We need to move up Anthony Rizzo in the batting order. We need to put him back at the leadoff spot if you must, or put him in the 2-hole. Well, however you do, he can't be hitting 8th or 9th anymore in this lineup.
Yeah, leadoff. No, it looks to me like the pressure is off him. He's got a lot more confidence. You can see it. You could it's that leads to success. Because when the kid was down and he's batting 180, all this pressure, he heard it all in the media. He heard it on Twitter. He heard it everywhere, and probably even his parents and his ex-teammates. I mean, that's why Wells actually gave him the tip, to adjust your batting stance. So now that he's got this confidence, put him back at leadoff and watch him shine. I can't wait.
No, definitely. And can we talk about this real quick? Hold on, I gotta bring this up real quick. I couldn't put it on the screen, but can we give a shout out to Susan Waldman? She's been wearing this dress since 1996. All right, every July 4th, she's been wearing this dress. Right, it's not showing that she's been wearing this since 1996 or 1998, whatever it was. But shout out to Susan Waldman, and also John Sterling. It was his birthday, July 4th is his birthday. Shout out to John Sterling. He shares the same birthday as my nephew Justin. So shout out to my nephew Justin. Love him so much.
And George Steinbrenner
and George, right? and the boss as well. Yes, rest in peace to the boss. Shares a birthday as well. So, but the Yankees, we got to switch it up just a little bit, right? Yeah. Because when it comes to left field for the New York Yankees, right?
Oh, boy.
I'm going to throw this out there. The Yankees played Aaron Hicks 19 games in left field. This season, this season. We have played Oswald Cabrera 32 games in left field. Giancarlo Stanton has played 1 game. Willie Calhoun has played 3 games. Jake Bowers has played 21 games. Billy McKinney has played 16 games. And Greg Allen has played 3, with Frenchie Cordero playing 3 and IKF playing 24. I bring that up to say this. Collectively, how many players are those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
10?
6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players. Collectively, those 9 players, they've hit below 215 in left field. I'm going to say this again. There's 9 to 10 players that collectively have hit below 215. The Yankees need to address their left field situation, and they need to address it as soon as they can.
Yeah, well, apparently Cashman knows better than us.
Apparently.
He wants to do the platoon of 9 different guys. That's the way to do it, huh? And bat that low. And the defense, I mean, are we even considering what the defense we're getting out there? All the mistakes and drop balls and balls that have gone to the, misplayed, and balls that probably would have been caught by a decent left fielder. And it's a glaring hole, and it needs to be corrected. And we have guys in the minor leagues that are left fielders and they just refuse to bring them up. I mean, there's guys out there. We got to make a move. And there's a guy that we're probably going to talk about in a second here, Juan Soto, who immediately would definitely turn this whole thing around.
Oh, he definitely would. And that's a perfect segue, TC, because when it comes to it, we got to talk about Juan Soto, right? The rumors are out there. Juan Soto is going to be traded by the San Diego Padres. Not sure when it will happen, but I'm not going to lie. Him in the Yankees uniform, it does look pretty good. But man, I got to ask you, what is it going to take to get the trade done? Johnny Lasagna on Twitter. Make sure you guys follow my guy, Johnny Lasagna. TC, I'm going to ask you, What would you do if the Padres called you up right now, if you're the GM of the Yankees, and they said, you want Juan Soto? Awesome. You got to just give us two things, Volpe and Dominguez. Are you doing it?
I'm not hanging up the phone, but I'm thinking about it. We have Oswald Peraza. We have Peraza can play shortstop. And
If
if
the
I can get,
Padres ask you that they want Volpe and Dominguez, period,
I
stop.
think
Nothing more. Just
that's it.
Volpe and Dominguez. Are you making the move?
I'll do it. Juan Soto is a once in a lifetime, one of those type players.
Chat, let
You
me
know,
know. Is TC off the rails right now,
I'm
chat? You got to
getting
let me
Juan
know.
Soto. Dominguez is what we think, well, we already know Juan Soto is. Well, that's who we want Dominguez to be. I love Volpe, but you get Juan Soto, and we have Peraza. So if that's all they want, I'm making the deal. Sorry, I want Juan Soto in that lineup. If that's it, give me Soto. What do you think?
Dan Clark, I'm with you. But I love Volpe. And Dominguez both. But I'm with you. Dan Clark Sports on Twitter. Tension in the Padres clubhouse is rumored to be at a breaking point, with fingers being pointed, strategies, disagreement, and the accusations of laziness and poor preparation from certain high-profile players. All are common. A real lack of cohesion. Many fear the once hyped season is pretty much doomed. And you got to talk about the Padres this offseason, leading up into the season. They were having press conferences, they were having fan meetups. It was like, you remember when LeBron James joined the Miami Heat? And they was having that conversation. We're not going to win one. We're not going to win two. Would you go with 3, 4, 5? That made ship. That's how the Padres were in the offseason when they signed Xander Bogaerts. They had a whole team meetup. They had a press conference. All the fans were there. They had Machado, Soto, Xander Bogaerts, Fernando Tatis. Everybody was there talking about how many World Series the Padres were going to win. Fast forward to July 6th. Dan Clark, who covers the San Diego Padres, are talking about all this infighting that's going on in San Diego. And I know LA Yankee King doesn't want to trade for Juan Soto, which is weird as fuck to me. But I'm asking you, TC, with everything that's going on in San Diego, if you were the Padres, who are you moving first? Machado, Tatis, or Soto? You can't move Bogaerts because you just signed them to that massive contract. Which of those three are you moving first? If you're the GM in San Diego,
If I'm the Padres GM, I don't know. I'm thinking I might want to move Machado first. I mean, I love Soto. I mean, that guy. Machado seems like a cancer. He's a cancer in that clubhouse. He's got that Gleyber Torres attitude, laziness, and I don't know. That's who I would move first. But hey, give us Soto. Just give it to us. Come on.
When it comes to the whole situation, Manny Machado, he has a massive contract that he re-upped this offseason. Fernando Tatis, same thing, big time. The only one of those players that doesn't have that long-term contract attached to them is Juan Soto. Yeah. He is almost Fernando Tatis is younger, not by much, but Juan Soto, he's the only one that is not attached to a long-term contract. So if you're a team that you have a window of winning over the next 2 years and you're missing pieces, Juan Soto, you make that move. You would rather trade for Juan Soto than trade for Manny Machado. You would rather trade for Juan Soto than trading for Fernando Tatis because of that big time money that's attached to both of those players.
Right.
So if I'm the Yankees, regardless if this is a long-term situation or a short-term window to win a championship, Juan Soto is the player that I'm trading for. And I'm doing whatever I can to trade for Juan Soto. I see unpopular opinion telling LA Yankee King, stop it. There is no one in our farm system as good as him, which is true. Which is that there is nobody in the Yankees farm system right now who is as good as Juan Soto. Point blank, period. It's no one.
Yeah, and you know how it works out. Our prospects hardly ever work out. I mean, I would say 80% of the time. And we already know what Juan Soto is. So why even wait? And he's 24 years old? I mean, this is a no-brainer. Give me Juan
Mm-hmm.
Soto. I mean, I don't want to give up Volpe, but we could give him a couple of pitchers. Do you want some pitchers? Brito, Vasquez, maybe Marnaccio. Throw that in there. Take Volpe out. Hey, we got a deal. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. My guy NYY News Ruben is in the building, man. Mano cabron. He said Machado and Soto to the Yankees. We players that post
I don't know
every
about
day.
Machado and both. Not both of them.
Listen, when it comes to Machado, I think he got a bad rap when he was out with the Dodgers, stepping on someone's ankle. As he's matured over the past couple of years being in San Diego, he definitely has. Would I have wanted him on the Yankees? 100%. Do I think the Yankees are going to trade for his massive contract? I don't think so whatsoever. I think San Diego is in a very unique situation right now because we've talked about they're losing money hand over fist right now because of that whole TV rights deal, and that's through litigations in the courts and stuff. So they might not even see that payout or that settlement from that process. Normally cases like that takes about 2 to 3 years to finalize. So they're going to be in this financial situation for the next 2 or 3 years. So they may trade Juan Soto this year or next year, and after trading Juan Soto, they may trade Manny Machado, depending on how close they are to fixing their whole TV deal situation or how deep it's in when it comes to litigations in the courts. But listen, we saw it in the offseason, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the reasons why I want to get Juan Soto. If you guys remember the World Baseball Classic, Team DR had Juan Soto, Manny Machado, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and a bunch of other high talent major league players. Apparently, what happened after they lost, Juan Soto, Manny Machado, and Vladimir Guerrero all was in a screaming match with each other, the three of them. So that goes to show you that Juan Soto and Manny Machado, their situation in San Diego is becoming volatile, just like Dan reported. And if we could get Juan Soto to the Yankees, somebody who can't stand Vladimir Guerrero Jr., sign me up. I'm all for it.
Yeah. But, I mean, you see it in San Diego. Getting all these star players doesn't always work out.
No.
And, buying championships, remember how George Steinbrenner tried to do that. Never worked out. When we built our farm system
except
up,
for 2009.
Yeah, that one we had some of our prospects still playing. Jeter was still there, and Posada and Bird.
Agree. Mm-hmm.
But I know what you're saying. It doesn't always pan out. So I mean, Padres might need to reevaluate and bring up some of these, trade for some younger kids and get some new guys in the clubhouse, and then hey, we'll help you guys out with Soto. We'll take Soto. We don't have enough stars. We don't have enough guys that are producing. So we'll take Soto off your hands. Yeah.
There was a report that came out over the weekend. I think it was from Bleacher Report of a hypothetical trade for Juan Soto to the Yankees. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna ask you guys in the chat. That trade consisted of Jason Dominguez, Austin Wells, Drew Thorpe, and Will Warren. So basically, our top 2 hitting prospects and our top 2 pitching prospects.
Still doing
those 4 players for Juan Soto. I'm doing it.
Doing it.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Point blank period. Yeah. You can because if we don't make that move, right? If we hold on to these prospects and they don't turn out to be anything in the future, we're gonna have another Clint Frazier, Miguel Andujar situation.
Exactly.
That's all we're gonna have. Eduardo Nunez, Melky Cabrera situation. When we should have traded our young players and we didn't, in order to get that veteran to take us over the hump. We want to avoid that. We don't want to be 3 years down the line and Jason Dominguez and Austin Wells aren't even 240 hitters in the major leagues. Then we're going to be kicking ourselves in the foot. No. We don't want to look 4 years down the line or 3 years down the line, knock on wood, Drew Thorpe and Will Warren both have Tommy Johns, and they're not even pitching in the major leagues, right? We don't want to look down there. Juan Soto is a proven commodity. He's 23, 24 years old. He's a proven commodity. He won a World Series when he was 19. When he was 19, he won a World Series.
He's a once-in-a-lifetime type player. Those players, like a Mike Trout, like a Shohei, those guys don't come around often. And you have the opportunity to get this guy at 24 years old, in his prime, in front of Judge. Are you kidding me? Give me that right now.
And we're still holding on to Spencer Jones, Everson Pereira, and Trey Sweeney.
Exactly.
So even if Li wants to say, and he's in the chat fighting for his life right now, even if he wants to say, who are we going to put around Juan Soto and Aaron Judge? We still have Spencer Jones, who people are projecting is going to be a better hitter than Jason Dominguez. We still have Spencer Jones. We still got Everson Pereira, who just got called up to AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre. We still got Trey Sweeney, who people are falling in love with Trey Sweeney right now as he is jumping up the ranks when it comes to minor league ranking boards. So we have other pieces beside our major pieces we have in the minor leagues. Make the trade and get this guy to the Bronx. Don't forget my friend Chaparro, my bestie, my guy. But realistically, if all it takes is Dominguez, Austin Wells, Drew Thorpe, and Will Warren, I'm making that move.
Yeah, chat. What do you have to say? I don't see anybody saying yes or no on the chat.
Let us know in the chat.
Let us know.
Let us know. Harmon at third base and AA is killing it. Absolutely. And this is a guy that my friend Julian was talking about. And if you guys haven't tuned in to Sandy and Julian on the pipe, what are you doing? They do an amazing job over there. Amazing job. Real good info when it comes to covering the Yankees minor league system. Julian, he covers Somerset exclusively. They have a lot of highlights. They have a lot of videotapes. So make sure you guys tune into the pipe. It was just on Wednesday, but normally it's on Monday. We didn't do it this Monday because of the holiday. We wanted to give people off. That's why TC and myself weren't on Tuesday as well. But make sure you catch them every Monday. The pipe. You're not going to want to miss it, right? Unpopular opinion said, I'll call San Diego myself to make the deal and pack up all those players. Absolutely. My guy, Rod Thompson is in the building. Rod, my brother, what it do? Salute, 3 capital S's. And I don't want the Yankees. I don't want us to be having these conversations, right, about prospect hugging. You know,
we can't miss out on this.
We can't miss out on Juan Soto. And if you put Juan Soto in Yankee Stadium, his numbers will be even better. The Yankees Clipper got it right now. He's hitting 261, 349 on base percentage, 495 slugging at 845 OPS. You put him in Yankee Stadium, his batting average is going to jump up minimum 10 to 15 points.
Ticket sales, merchandise,
ticket sales, everything through the roof for Juan Soto. The way that the
bachata music in the
Dominican community will show out for Juan Soto, we will be outside of Yankee Stadium with hookahs and speakers if Juan Soto was a Yankee. Come on. And listen, and I think
I might come out there early, and catch a game.
Do it, bro.
Before September 23rd.
And I know, right? I know a lot of you people have been following me for like over a year, right? You guys know I'm in love with Jason Dominguez. I think he's going to be a star. Same thing with Austin Wells. I have a ball from Jason Dominguez when he was at Low A Tampa for when he fouled it off, and I'm trying to hunt that man down for an autograph. So I want Jason Dominguez to be something special. But Juan Soto, he's already special. Right. We don't got to wait for him to be special. He's already special. You put him in Yankee Stadium with that short porch, believe me, our offense, Aaron Judge will have all the help he would need with our offense.
Yep. Put all the kids around him. Forget about it.
Hold on. Let's look at the chat right now. My guy, Lorenzo. Oh, my God. Look at the clips from Soto. From when Soto comes to playing Yankee Stadium, the whole Dominican community is in the stadium going crazy from absolutely, Enzo, absolutely. And that's what people don't understand. Ruben, I'm going to read your trade scenario right now, my guy. Yankees can get Machado and Soto. Padres get Thorpe, Fitz, Warren, Pereira, Dominguez, plus Donaldson's expiring contract. LeMahieu and Torres could flip for more prospects.
Wow. That's a big trade.
That's a big trade. That's basically just that's a big trade. When it comes to that type of trade, one, if I'm the Yankees, I'm trying to move off of DJ LeMahieu because I think DJ LeMahieu is shot. He is shot. He's batting below 220. He's broken. DJ LeMahieu is not the same player as he once. And you heard DJ LeMahieu over the past 2 or 3 weeks come out there and say that he was never a guy that worked on his mechanics. He was just a natural hitter. So if you got a guy that never worked on his mechanics or worried about mechanics and just went up there to hit and he can't hit anymore, that doesn't add up to good stuff. So if I'm the Yankees, I'm trying to move off of DJ LeMahieu ASAP. Would the Padres take back DJ LeMahieu? I'm not sure. It may cause us to give up more prospects, but if that's the trade right there, Ruben, just up front like that, nothing else added to it, it's kind of hard to say no. It's really hard to say, because that opens up a spot for Peraza, right? You get back Soto in the deal. You get back Machado in the deal. Yes, you're giving up some of your top pitching prospects like Drew Thorpe, Fitz, and Warren, but you got a guy in both Machado and Soto who can replace Aaron Judge while we wait for Aaron Judge to come back. What's your thoughts on that, TC?
Of course, we always go out for pitching. Well, I'm not worried. We got Clayton Beater. There's another guy that we'll bring him up.
Exactly.
So I'm not worried about these guys that are minor league pitching. Like I said before, hardly ever do our prospects amount to anything. So we have the money. We'll have Machado and Volpe and Soto and Judge. Are you kidding me? We're set. I don't care. We got Rodon, we got Cole, and we still have Domingo and whoever else if they want to keep Vasquez, whatever. I'm not worried about the pitching. Our bullpen's set. Go out and get a free agent, get a Nola, get a Corbin Burns. There's no war. I'm not worried about giving up those guys. Not at all.
No. I'm not saying. I'm not worried about giving up would I love to see the Yankees develop a starting pitcher who's the number one starter in the rotation. I would love to see that. But over the past 30 years, we have seen that the Yankees haven't been able to develop a number one starter in Major League Baseball. We've had our Phil Hughes. We've had our Ian Kennedys, our Ivan Nobas, our Jabba Chamberlains, our Luis Severinos, Nestor Cortez, but we've never been able to produce a number one starting pitcher like a Roy Halladay, like a Cliff Lee, even Andy Pettitte. If you want to argue Andy Pettitte, even with Andy Pettitte, he was a number two at best in his prime. Not a number one starter.
He was our number one. I tell you what, in a big game, I'm getting Andy Pettitte on the mound.
But even when it comes to Andy Pettitte, that game against the Atlanta Braves that leaped Andy Pettitte into the legendary of what it is to be a Yankee. He had a +5 ERA before that start against the Atlanta Braves. So even when it comes to the greats that perform well for us, they struggled. So we have to give people time in order to find their footing. El Duque. No one ever thought El Duque would be a number one starter in the postseason, but he surprised everyone. So you have to be able to find those guys who could become surprising number ones, but at the same time, you got to develop your own number ones. But I agree with you, TC. We have Garrett Cole, we got Carlos Rodon, we got them for at least 5 years minimum. 5 years minimum. We have those two at the top of rotation. Build around them going into free agency, whether it's in free agency this offseason, getting Corbin Burns from Milwaukee. I don't know if the Yankees are going to do that, but I'm not worried about holding on to prospects like Drew Thorpe, Will Warren. If we could get Juan Soto, you get him. Make the move. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We have to be the evil empire. We can't just sit back and rely on us to just find players from the bargain bin and hopefully they can turn into. No, this is a guy who's proven. Trade for him.
Yeah, Cashman has to stop doing that. He has to stop trying to, look like the smartest man in the room. And I got this guy. Look what he turned into. No, stop doing that. We know baseball better than you, Cashman. I'm sorry. We know, Juan Soto, what he can do for this team. You put him in this lineup, forget about it. Get the guy.
And Jonathan says, can Severino get traded? Who's going to give up anything for Severino? Nobody. Who's going to trade for Severino? And if they trade for Severino, what are they giving you back that has added value? And you're not going to get anything you're not going to get anything of value back for Severino. You may get, like LI, you may get a 32nd round pick back for Luis Severino, but that's about it. You're not going to get anything of value back from Luis Severino. And if it's up to me, I'm throwing Luis Severino in that bullpen. I don't think he can hack it as a starter anymore. I'm throwing him in the bullpen, and I'm telling him, whenever we call you, you let it fly. You're only going to pitch 1 inning, maybe 2. Let it fly. Do not hold back on that fastball. My guy Ruben said, look at this lineup. Volpe, Soto, Judge, Machado, Rizzo, Stanton, Peraza, Bader, Royback/Trevino. Sign me up. Sign me up. Sign me up. And just so you guys know, this shirt that I'm wearing, you seen the movie Jurassic Park, the first one?
Yeah.
This is the shirt Newman was wearing when he was killed.
Really?
And you see? Hold on, wait. Let me show you.
Oh, the guy the Newman from Seinfeld, that guy, right?
Yeah, that actor. So this was the button shirt that he was wearing. I saw this in Target and I had to get it because I'm a big fan of Jurassic Park. Anywho, that's my ADHD just popping up out of nowhere.
Good
but no, Ruben, if that's the lineup, sign me up. With Soto batting second, Judge third, Machado fourth, Rizzo, that would be the perfect spot for Rizzo.
Look at the protection in that lineup.
Rizzo, Stanton, Parrot, that's the perfect spot for it. Because I've said this so many times, especially over the past couple of seasons. I've loved Anthony Rizzo and the addition that Anthony Rizzo has been to this team. But Anthony Rizzo, he's not a 3-hole hitter right now in his career. He's not a cleanup hitter right now in his career. The perfect spot for Rizzo is to be a number 5 or a 6 hitter. So we need to get people to bat ahead of Anthony Rizzo. And Machado and Soto, those are the perfect 2 pieces to put in between.
Can we sign up Ruben for GM?
I'm definitely I'll vote that in. Ruben for Yankees GM.
Yeah.
I'm starting the hashtag on Twitter right now. Yeah. He said somebody would take Severino. The talent is there. He just needs to change the city. And that's what it is when it comes to Sevy. He just may need a change of scenery. And if San Diego wasn't going through what they're going through, I said it before the season even started. If he becomes a free agent, he's going to sign with San Diego. If he's a free agent,
change of scenery might be the bullpen. The bullpen's a change of scenery. Let's do that.
No, yeah, but I think that the
rest of the year. Yeah.
I think that the course has set the course has been set when it comes to Luis Severino with the Yankees. I think the time is over. After the season, both sides are going to cut bait
already
because you've seen how upset he's been with the organization. He's been very vocal about it too. It's not like it's just rumors. No, he's been very vocal on how the Yankees have handled his rehab process and everything. So I think that both of them are going to choose to switch past this offseason. Hold on, wait. I saw someone else. Hector, if you want me to go on a show and tell you why the Soto trade, no, they'll save that for tomorrow for the open panel. But he said Soto trade would kill the Yankees and do a trickle-down effect kills for next. I definitely do not see that whatsoever. Because when you look at our prospects, the only prospects that are top 100 when it comes to Major League Baseball are Jason Dominguez and Austin Wells. Those are the only top 100 prospects we have in Major League Baseball. So if you add in a Will Warren, a Drew Thorpe on top of Dominguez and Austin Wells and Pereira, that's not going to hurt us over the next 5 years. That actually opens it. And if we're able to move off of LeMahieu and move off of Torres, that actually opens up $30 million for us to mess around with in free agency.
Yeah, none of our prospects become stars. Judge is the only one in what 20, 30 years. I mean, there's not one person. So there's no way. It's not going to hurt our farm system. No way.
If Texas signs Severino in the offseason, Houston, Severino becomes a Cy Young again. Becomes a Cy Young candidate again, just a gut feeling. Listen, when Severino is on, when he's on, he has stuff. We're not arguing against his stuff. It's the fact that he can't stay healthy. And the fact that when he is out there not healthy, he throws up batting practice. That's the only issue with Luis Severino. I want a healthy Luis Severino. What I have, and I said this, and I think TC agree with me, we would love to see the Yankees develop the number 1 starting pitcher from their minor leagues. So we would cherish it. We would love it. But the fact that Luis Severino was supposed to be that guy and injuries are the reason he never turned into that guy is the reason why I'm willing to trade these young prospects in order to get Juan Soto. Point blank. I'm tired of waiting on what could be instead of going out there and trading what's already set in stone.
Exactly. We saw Severino 5 years ago. That was his prime, and now it's not that. It's not happening anymore.
Don Sicario, call him numero Ruben. My guy de la Isla. Don, how you doing, baby? Lorenzo as well. We got 34 people in the building. If you guys can, please smack that like button. This is the trade you make to change the shift of your organization. This trade would fix a lot of our wrongs from the past 14 years. Enzo, put that on a shirt and send it to me. 100%. This move, getting Juan Soto, will fix all the mishaps that the Yankees done over the past 14 years. You get Juan Soto, this fixes the fact that we didn't get Bryce Harper. You get Juan Soto, this fixes the situation of us not landing Manny Machado. This is what sets us in the right direction that we need to set. Arenado. missing out on Shohei Ohtani. We need another star. The Yankees don't go out there and trade for superstars in their primes. We trade for superstars when they're past their prime, when they're injury prone. That's when we trade for superstars. But we need to get a young guy like Juan Soto, 24 years old, put him in this lineup. The last time we traded for a player that was almost this young, that had this much stardom attached to his name, was Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah,
that's the last time.
He had already played a lot of years with Seattle and Texas, so
exactly.
I mean, yeah,
and that was the closest. And A-Rod at the time was what, 27, 28. Juan Soto's 24, going to be 25.
Yeah. This we've got a lot of money coming off the books too. I wouldn't worry about any of the money. So I'm locking up Soto for as long as I got Judge and Soto for 10 years or 9 years.
Sign me up.
Book it.
Sign me up. And 19 comment, my guy 19 comment in the building. Even if his average drops a little, he still has elite plate discipline. He's tops when it comes to walks. Yes.
But he'll have Aaron Judge behind him. Can you imagine that? The best player in baseball.
Aaron Judge.
You have to pitch to Juan Soto. You have to pitch to him.
You have to. You have to, because you don't want to set up Aaron Judge with an opportunity for a 2-run home run. You don't want to set him up for that. So you have to pitch to Juan Soto. I'm making the deal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And it's not like Jason Dominguez is hitting over 350 in the minors. No, it's not like Austin Wells is hitting 400, 350 in the minors. No, they aren't having breakout. Dominguez is having a solid season. Austin Wells are having solid seasons. They aren't having world-setting seasons. They aren't having record-breaking seasons in the minors. No. If it's for Juan Soto, I'm making the deal. I'm done.
Yep.
Point blank. Let's move on to the next point, because we were talking about Aaron Judge, and this is a great segue to Aaron Judge. But before we do that, we got 35 people in the building. If you guys can, please smack that like button.
We got a Michael Caputo sighting.
Caputo is back. Caputo is back.
How
Caputo,
you doing?
I hope you good. Caputo, we've been asking almost every week. I hope Michael Caputo is fine. Glad to see Caputo is in the chat. Hopefully this is the real Michael Caputo, because there's been people using fake Michael Caputo accounts, but hopefully this is the real deal Caputis. Hope all is well. Hope the family is good. Hope you're doing good as well. But let's switch it up. Look, unpopular pick. Holy crap. Caputo, welcome back, bro. Absolutely. Oh, shit. Caputo is alive. Yes. Mikey, we missed you, bro. Hope all is well, Caputis. But let's switch it up.
Around. Caputo is back.
Yes, Caputo is back. He is on the train. We got to talk about Aaron Judge.
Soto now.
Right. Yeah, we definitely getting Juan Soto now. We got to talk about Aaron Judge, right? Because when it comes to Aaron Judge, over the weekend, right, we were able to see Aaron Judge engaging in light baseball activities, lightly jogging, playing catch in the field. And I said this yesterday, and the Yankees made sure the Yes Network caught every angle just to get us fans hyped up about it, right?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, over the weekend, Aaron Judge let it be known that he is contemplating off-season surgery to repair the damages that's in that toe. Yesterday, my friend Tiki Barber from WFAN was talking on his early morning show that when it comes to this type of injury, it's a cause for concern. And it is a cause for concern. Anytime anyone goes under the knife, regardless if it's an athlete or a friend, well, you always have to feel concerned. But when it comes to Aaron Judge and that body, 270, him having to go get surgery in the offseason, TC, how do you feel about that? Do you think Aaron Judge, he's going to be the same player ever again?
Oh, that's a tough one. This season, I would say probably not. If he comes back late August, early September, you're going to see the effects, and it's going to affect his hitting, planting his foot. It's disappointing. I'm sure he's going to need the offseason surgery to get himself right. We need him.
My guy Hector Cruz in the chat, my fault, said Yankees just called up Devi Garcia. All right, Hector Cruz, appreciate you, brother. Go ahead, TC.
Wow. Okay. No. So, so off season, get his toe, fixed and have the surgery. We need him for the long haul. He's got 9 more years on the contract. So, let's get that fixed. Put a clause, do not crash into any more walls going forward, please. Uh, wrap him in bubble wrap anywhere going, with his girlfriend, anywhere, with his wife. I mean, we need this guy. But as far as this year, I want to see him fully healthy, but I don't see it happening. But honestly, I'll take a 75% Judge than over anybody.
My guy Chris on Twitter, shout out to my guy Chris Kreisner. Aaron Judge was asked if surgery on his toe was still a possibility. We're not doing that this year during the season, but he didn't rule out anything in the off season when it comes to a procedure being done. When it comes down to it, we're on the big toe watch, right? Hopefully this is a situation where it can heal naturally, but the toe, especially where it's at, it's a very tricky situation, right? Because it's not a lot of blood that circulates through that area, right? So if it was my elbow, if it was my finger, that would be different, because there's a lot of blood that circulates around my elbow. There's a lot of blood that circulates around my fingers. So when it comes to it, you can heal faster when blood is circulating in that area. But the fact that the toe hardly has any blood circulating in that area, on top of it, there's hardly any muscle tissue that acts as protection, right? There's no cushioning or anything around it. It's a weird, tricky injury that it may take not just the off season, but years to come to fully heal from that injury. Tiki Barber was talking about how he got a turf toe injury his third or second year in the NFL. And in 2023, he still feels the effects to this day of that injury. Baseball is a different sport than football. Aaron Judge, Tiki Barber, two different body types. I don't want to jump on the gloom and doom bandwagon that Aaron Judge will not be the same player ever again. But when it comes to this season, we just need Aaron Judge to be 80% of what he was, right? Just come back 80% healthy, come back 80% Aaron Judge, and just be healthy the way. What we don't want is that this injury exacerbates and becomes worse than what it already is. That's what we don't want. And that's what puts us in a tricky situation, TC, because we want Aaron Judge to come back to come help this team. But at the same time, we don't want to rush him back. And then that injury, it gets worse because we rushed him back too early.
Yeah, he's taking it slow. You can see it. If personally, I wouldn't even want to see him walking right now. I would just rather him sit down. Look at, what does he weigh? 275. Look at all the weight he's got to put on that
281,
toe. I mean,
but
yeah, that's just too much. I mean, if it's your hand or anything, you're not putting weight on your hand to heal. The toe is constantly getting that weight and the pressure and having to move and bend and flex. It's just he's got to lay off of it. I know we see him playing catch and all that. That's just for show. That's just to get the fans to have hopes. And I want to see him come back. I hope he is ready to come back this year. Honestly, I don't know. I'm 50-50. I don't know if he even does come back.
My guy Sneakers to Speakers on Twitter said that Yankees saying Aaron Judge would play this year. Does anyone in the front office have a brain in their head? No, they really don't. He's the team MVP with a $360 million investment over the next 9 seasons. Yankees are not winning a World Series this year. Why gamble? If surgery is necessary, do it ASAP so he is full strength for next spring training. I'm 50-50 in agreement when it comes to that comment, because yes, we want to make sure he's healthy and he doesn't hurt himself for years to come. But at the same time, haven't we been complaining that athletes, they don't play through injuries anymore, TC? Is that so? Like that's why I'm 50-50 on the fence, because we've complained that athletes, they go out with these type of small injuries and they don't come back, they take times off. But then at the same time, you're wanting a guy to have off for the rest of the season and come back next year. I don't think the Yankees would do that, especially when you look at the wild card standings. Shohei Ohtani got injured. There was been no update on his injury, but Mike Trout's probably going to be out for the rest of the season with his hand injury that he got. So the Angels, they're done. They're literally done when it comes to the wild card spot. So they're going to trade Ohtani. That's coming up pretty shortly. But when it comes to the wild card standing, we're in it. It's not like we're not in it. We're literally right there. So if we can get back Aaron Judge, I'm all for it. What about you, TC?
Yeah, especially if we somehow get the Soto deal done, if or somebody impactful in this lineup around Aaron Judge, we're right there. I mean, the wild card is within reach. The division probably not, but we're going to be in the wild card hunt the whole year. And why not give it a shot? We got Rodon coming back. We got Cole. We got a 1-2 punch. That's your postseason guys right there. And who knows? Everyone might get hot at the end of the year. We're still waiting for Stanton. We're still waiting for Rizzo. DJ might turn it around. Volpe's showing signs. Bader. I mean, this team has potential. And with Judge coming back in that lineup, just imagine in a Soto. Yeah, I'm having him finish out the season. If he has the surgery, October, November, he'll be ready by spring training. The foot injury, that's 2 months, 3 months tops. He'll be fine for spring training. So I'm trying my hardest to get him back, get him in this lineup, finish out the season strong, and see where it goes.
Yeah, definitely. And I wanted to bring this up too. I forgot to bring it up early, but D-Rod, I appreciate you for this. Uncle Tats, congratulations on the new addition to the family. Grandpa Tats. Uncle Tats, I love you to death. So happy for you, so happy for your family. God bless that little one. Hopefully she is healthy for years to come. But salute to you, Uncle Tats. Just wanted to take this moment to give you your flowers when it comes to that. D-Rod, my guy, appreciate you like always for putting that in the chat. Why are you guys so obsessed with Soto? He's a no beacon of
here we go.
Kapoots. Well, if we were to trade for Juan Soto right now, he will be second on the New York Yankees when it comes to batting average behind IKF. IKF is at 262. Juan Soto's at 261. When you look at IKF compared to his teammates in San Diego, Juan Soto's teammates in San Diego, Juan Soto's having a better season than the rest of his teammates in San Diego. San Diego is losing money right now because of their TV rights deal. Their TV rights deal situation, it's going through the courts. That won't get settled for the next 2 or 3 seasons. And San Diego is actually losing money. And they came out publicly saying they are losing money this season instead of making money. So they have a money situation going on in San Diego that they didn't see because of the whole TV deal situation that they're going through right now. Kapoots, if you didn't know. Hold on, let's look at the rest of the chat real quick. Don Sicario said if they can't extend him, that's why they could trade him. Absolutely. When it comes to Ohtani, right?
You're not getting Ohtani.
You can't get Ohtani because we have Giancarlo Stanton as the DH. The Yankees aren't going to trade for Ohtani and let him play in the outfield and pitch at the same time. That's just not going to happen. If we didn't have Giancarlo Stanton at the DH spot, then yeah, there's a conversation to trade for Ohtani. But we can't trade for Ohtani with Giancarlo Stanton as the DH.
Yeah, and don't forget Juan Soto's on base percentage. It's 426. We don't have anybody close to that on our team right now. Aaron Judge is out, and he was 404. So yeah, give me Juan Soto. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
No brainer.
Like Ruben said, Soto is on pace for 37 doubles, 28 home runs, and 151 walks. You put him in Yankee Stadium for 81 games out of the season. Guarantee you that 28 home runs turns into 35, 40 home runs, point blank, period.
Oh, easy. Yeah, easy.
Yeah. I listen, I never said Yankee fans don't want Ohtani. I think me and TC, we literally just said we would want Ohtani, but we can't trade for Ohtani because we have Giancarlo Stanton as the DH. Yeah. We wouldn't be able to put Ohtani as a DH and Giancarlo Stanton, the Yankees, they played them in the outfield for the past couple of days, but the Yankees aren't going to go through a whole season with Giancarlo Stanton as a left fielder. I don't think that makes sense.
Yeah, the Angels would want probably 12 players for Ohtani.
Yeah, and like Medina says right now, if you can get rid of Stanton with his no trade clause, then tell me how you do it. And Stanton loves playing for the Yankees too. Absolutely. Point blank. If there is a way for us to get rid of Giancarlo Stanton, his contract, and his no trade clause, I would do it in a heartbeat, especially if it means that the Yankees are going to try to get Shohei Ohtani 100%. I don't think there's any Yankee fan out there, maybe a couple, but I don't think the vast majority of Yankee fans will ever say they wouldn't want Shohei Ohtani on their team. No, it's just realistically, we can't make it happen.
It'd be harder to do. I think Soto is the way the Padres are right now with their financial problems. I think it's an easier deal to get done.
Can't put Stanton in the outfield. He gets hurt.
With Trout out, can you imagine the riots that the Angel fans would be doing if they got rid of Ohtani?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They don't even get ticket sales as it is. If they got rid of him, forget they'd be the Oakland A's.
When Ohtani was a DH, they had him play in the outfield a couple of games, but as soon as he hurt himself his rookie year, they stopped letting him play the outfield. Right. They specifically moved him to be a DH and to be a pitcher.
Yeah, and you lose him for pitching and hitting, so that's that's not good.
Yes, like Medina said, would I want Ohtani? Yes. Am I obsessed to get him? Hell no. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Stanton's dream is to play at home in LA. That's the only way he gets moved to the Dodgers, not to the Angels.
Right.
To the Dodgers. He grew up a Dodgers fan, not an Angels fan.
Hey, if the Dodgers are willing to do it, I'll make that deal.
And this is the thing too. The Dodgers, they're not going to try to trade for Giancarlo Stanton because they don't want to clog up their DH. They're trying
JD Martinez.
Yes, and they're trying to sign Ohtani in the offseason. They got JD just for this year. They're going to try to sign Ohtani in the offseason to be their DH. Why would they trade for Giancarlo Stanton? If Ohtani goes to the Dodgers, there's no way that the Yankees get off of Giancarlo Stanton's contract.
They got Mookie Betts out and right. They're not putting
exactly. The only way that happens, and they have too many outfielders. They were playing Mookie Betts at second and shortstop this season. The only way a Giancarlo Stanton trade to the Dodgers happen, it's only happening if the Mets sign Shohei Ohtani. The Yankees decide to eat $10 million a season for Giancarlo Stanton and his contract, and the Dodgers want to trade for him. That's the only way that type of move is happening.
Yeah, I still doubt that because Stanton he's showing his age and he's looks washed. So I don't know if the Dodgers are willing to take a guy like that. I don't know.
Exactly. And when it comes to Juan Soto, when's the last time you had a player hit well in San Diego in that big ballpark? It's not that many players perform well in that big ballpark. Normally, when you look at the splits, when it comes to San Diego, the players of San Diego's, they perform better on the road than they do at home.
Yeah,
because of how big that it's a beautiful ballpark.
Park,
it's just huge. The dimensions is crazy.
Yeah. But just put him in Yankee Stadium. Can you imagine the energy he would bring and just the way he carries himself.
Uncle Taz Caputo, Uncle Taz just put a 5-day poll on Twitter, and on Tuesday he'll let us know the results. He'll let you know what the results. Who are Yankee fans wrong? Ohtani or Juan Soto? The poll is out there. Enzo says, "Why do we need more pitching? Explain to me how we need more pitching from Ohtani. Then we don't need it right now. We need offense and left field, third base defense. 100%.
Yeah.
Though, if you look at the three positions that are harming us the most, it's left field, it's third base, and it's catcher from an offensive perspective.
Offensively, yes. Yeah. Soto fixes that problem in left field, and perfect hitter in front of Judge. I mean, come on.
Point blank. Yeah.
Yeah.
But guys, we are wrapping up that time. It is 12:18 right now. If you guys can, please smack that like button. If you're watching this for the first time, also hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We are at 846 right now. Last week, on the last episode of Yankees Morning Brew, we were at 795. So we was able to jump up 50 subscribers from last week till this week. We appreciate all of you guys, all the support that you guys give us. If you guys can share us on your social medias when it comes to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, it will help us out. Yankee Kyle, I know he's always sharing us on his community tab. Appreciate everybody for showing up. Tomorrow is the open panel. Make sure you guys jump up for the open panel tomorrow. We will be continuing in this conversation because I want to get you guys' thoughts when it comes to the open panel. TC, any last words before we get out of here, brother?
Oh, yeah. Don't forget, September 23rd, get your tickets. They're running out. We got Sucker Punch behind me, after party. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a party, going to be a movie. Be there.
And see, D-Rod said, I got my girlfriend to subscribe. She can't even spell baseball. My guy, D-Rod, that's why I love you, brother. Appreciate you, my guy. Tell your girlfriend she is a member of the community, and I'll make her mod just for that one, D-Rod. But now, I appreciate all you guys. Like TC said, make sure you guys get your tickets September 23rd. We cannot emphasize this enough, but it's going to be a movie. Part 1 is at Yankee Stadium in the Audi Suites. Part 2 is the after party at Sucker Punch Lounge. Make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you show up. It's going to be a party. Appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Yes,
salute, 3 capital S's.
Salute. Yes.
Appreciate the chat like always. And like always, TC, deuces.
Deuce.
Tú quieres más, echa pa' acá, te quiero ver bailar. Se puede ver que no temas nada. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro. 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 Si tú te tiras, me tiro. Envidian por su estilo. Todo estaba tranquilo, pero llegaste sola al partido. Y baby, no me voy de aquí sin ti. Todo lo que estás sintiendo lo quiero sentir. Tu enojo, tu coraje, como llegaste aquí. Cantando que Lani, baby, dámela a mí. Por la T-Dress, no ven por la T-Dress. Hop in the phantom, Wazzy y dress. Si quieres, pues nos vamos donde quieras, bebé. Me gusta como hablas, tiene un lindo accent brasilera. Venina vela, una atrevida, pero sincera.